Proxy Table Gaming, YouTube, Lucky Sixes and Hyper G. Here we are once again for round 1, battle 2 against Glory of Golden State Gaming. I will not do the way they say it. I refuse. That's their thing.
We're British and we're much more refined than that.
Absolutely. Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Why would we stoop to that level?
Speaking of
Lucky
which,
Sixes.
PTG in your faces.
Yeah.
This
is the second battle.
It is, and
Vale Atlantic Challenge, is that what it is?
I don't know if we actually
Vale
call it
Rider Cup. I don't know.
A challenge from the Yanks basically is come our way, and we are continuing on. We don't back down. I did lose in our first one.
Yes.
So
yes, we can't hide from that, can we?
No. So it's currently 1-0 to the Americans, but we won't back down from there. And it's your turn.
My turn. Yes, and we were fighting for more than just YouTube pride. In this one, we were fighting for Saurian Ancients pride, because we are both playing Saurian Ancients. Of course we are. We both love Saurian Ancients. So yeah, it was a new book. Neither of us wanted to not play the new book. So why wouldn't we just both play the new book?
But you're planning to continue on playing as well.
Yes, right. Whoever wins gets to keep Saurians for the next round. When I play Aaron or when Swamp plays you.
Yes.
Basically. So yeah, there was a lot to play for, and let's see what wonderful things we put in our list.
We should say at time of recording, this is pre-update.
Yes, it is
as well.
Yeah, because this was played a few months back.
So there might be things that have changed, points and stuff,
or that are gone now. I'm looking at you, Skeptic Steel.
But yes, so. Just bear that in mind. But it was a good battle, and we took two very different lists actually, didn't we? The two.
Yeah, definitely. Indeed, they are certainly worth running through because they're different. I mean, there was a list review video where we talked a bit more about them, but for the sake of the fact that was a few months ago, we'll go through it again now. So I was rocking a Anorak Archmage on Druidism. Druidism mainly because I was continuing on from what I was playing in their previous book, which was Druidism. With the Rod of Battle and the added Forbidden Mastery for an extra couple of pyro spells. Take a Veteran with Shield, Spear, Glory of the Dawn Age. Love that weapon. 5-up, multiple wounds. Beautiful. Light Armored Death Cheetah for a 4-up Fortitude and Potion of Swiftness. In core, the big block of 35 Tegu Warriors with Spear and Champion Enclave Wizard. And Skeptic Steel on them, which basically gave them magic resistance. And I can't even remember what it does now.
I don't remember.
I don't think it was that appropriate in this battle. But yeah, maybe I'll look that out in an old thing. That's bad, isn't it? I don't remember it being a big thing in this battle. It's so you can turn off Aegis saves.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's anti-demons and KOE basically, and so definitely why it wouldn't come up in this one. 20 Skink Warriors with the Champion Enclave Wizard, so entwining roots on them. Another scoring unit. 8 Raptor Pack in scoring, in core, which is quite cool, just to fill out core. Then 407 points on Tegu Guard, so it's a baby Tegu Guard unit with Great Weapons, Champion Standard Bearer, with an Aether icon to increase their magic resistance. 9 Raptor Riders, and they're going to have a Carnosaur in with them. They have Light Lances and a Banner of Speed. The Thyroscutus single goes in with the Tegu Warriors. He's got Great Protector, so it gives them Canopy Sont and Parry. And the Monolith of Vitalism is a BSB Howdah. 2 units of Skink Gorillas, 1 Chameleons, 1 normal with Marking Lure to give an extra Toad Rage to the Carnosaur. 1 Spearback Weapon Beast, a Taurosaur with a Lodestone Shield for protection against shooting. And yeah, that Carnosaur who can go in with the Raptors.
Yeah, man.
Pretty cool. I was liking the look of the new Saurians. So yeah. And go on.
I say up against you was a pretty different list.
I think so.
Actually.
Different take on it entirely. Yeah. So he went with Anorak Archmage on Divination with an Ancient Plaque, which at the time could be used once every player turn. Now it's been changed to once every turn. No, that's the other way around. Yeah. It can be at this point. It could be used 12 times in a battle, It's
Yeah, you
now
said it
changed
right.
to
You
6
said it
time.
right.
Did I say it right? Okay.
Mhm.
He's also got Forbidden Mastery for 2 barrier spells. Skink Veteran with Magnetic Shortbow Alchemical Arrows to make all of the Skink Gorillas, the 14 of them, shoot at Strength 6, which is Strength 4, which is 6.
What?
Strength 4, which is amazing. Infiltrator's Dart for an extra Toad Rage on his Stegosaur pack. And Master Strategist, which means the Skink Gorillas have just got Vanguard and all sorts going on with them. The Skink Warriors, 40 of them with spears. Rending Banner, how we miss you.
Oh, yeah.
Enclave Champion in there. And he's got a Thyroscutus with Venomous Fortress in that unit as well. So they're Skinks with poisoned attacks and AP2.
Death
AP2.
Star.
It's
Skink
a Death Star of
Star.
Skinks. I know. And Swamp was really looking forward to playing this. So it'll be interesting to see how they go on. 6 Carmen Warriors with an Enclave Wizard, Awaken the Beast. 2 units of Skink Hunters, Chaff, and Poison Javelins. A bigger unit. I mean, he raised me on the Tegu Guard, right? I took 16, he took 26. They have great weapon, Koru Stone, so that's his BSB. 3 Thyroscutus with magnetic great bows, Piao Piao. That's some heavy duty shooting unit. Already mentioned the Thyroscutus herd and the Gorillas. And then the 4 Stygius pack, which is a scoring dino unit. I mean, love it.
And
love
they can shoot?
No, they haven't got any shooting. The Stygius pack.
No breath weapon on this at all.
No breath weapon anymore. The toxic breath weapon is gone.
And you played Dawn Assault and King of the Hill, rolled it up randomly.
It was random. We
we
both hate King of the Hill, but we played it because it was random. So yeah.
And here we are.
Indeed. So I've got a unit of gorillas that are chameleons off the board. So running through mine from left to right. Raptor pack, 8 there. Then you have the Tegu Guard, who are basically the bunker for the Anarch. Spearback, Taurosaur. Behind them is the Skink Warriors. The big, massive, I like the way it looks, core unit of Spear Tegu. They have the Veteran in the front left and the Thyroscutus on the front right. Because at that point, the Thyroscutus wasn't a war platform, so it didn't have to go in the middle of it. Then the Raptor pack, again, with the Carnosaur on the right, because at that point, it wasn't a war platform, so it didn't have to go in the middle. And then in the forest is a unit of Skink Gorillas. Over on his side is the Stygiusaur pack on my left. Then the Gorillas with the Skink Veteran. They're going to be vanguarding forward. 2 Light Troop Skink Hunter units in front of his 3 Thyroscutus shooters. The big block of Skink Warriors is kind of hiding in the field at the moment, but they also have the Thyroscutus on their left, our right, as we look at it. Big block of Tegu Guard with the Anarch, so they're just a bodyguard block, really. And then all the way on the far right is the Carmen Warrior unit, looking to scoot round. I was looking to get towards the obstacle in the middle with the flag on. He was looking to get to my forest in the bottom right. So yeah, that's the King of the Hill stake. And finally, I understand that I don't necessarily need 1 scoring unit in my own terrain. And that's taken me how many years to get hold of King of the Hill?
You just need to go forwards.
Yes. Just need to stop them getting a scoring unit in your bit. Vanguard back the unit of Skinks because I didn't want them getting shot first turn, even though they were in the forest and stuff. And the other scouting ones are on the left. You got it.
He vanguarded.
He's vanguarded straight forwards with intent, and I believe he's going first. So he obviously thought he was playing against you. Because who knows whether I'm going first or not? I don't even know most of the time. So indeed he came forward like so. The Skink Hunters providing a bit of a blockage in front of the Thyroscutus herd. And everything else is it in the process? No, he has moved.
He's given a lot of respect to those 5 scouters.
The Stygiusaur's turn to face the scouts.
That is
didn't actually come forward. So yeah, that was fine by me. I was quite happy with that. But I think he's looking to do some damage with his shooting to begin with. So let's see how he gets on. And it was at this point that I realised how good divination is for shooting Thyroscutus, because he got Stars Align off and also Flaming Swords on the Thyroscutus unit. So not only are they re-rolling their hits in shooting, but they're also getting +1 to wound. And how did I let those go off? That's definitely my mistake, because I lose a Carnosaur in turn 1. He got 2 wounds through with all those buffs off. And the Thyro shooting. and it does multiple wounds D3.
Mm.
Carnosaur has 5 wounds. You roll a 5 and a 6.
Wow,
So
nice.
I was a
because
Carnosaur down.
you can allocate one. Sure.
Yes,
hit, yeah.
for each dinosaur shooting. So basically 2 dinosaurs, 2 shots got through on the Carnosaur. Bang. And I failed my Aegis 5 up from shooting protection.
Boom, boom, boom.
Actually, I'm not sure I had that. No, I did have that. I think I did. Yes, I did. On the Thyro. So yeah, how do I respond to being a Carnosaur down? Pretty lethal, really. I don't think the gorillas did a whole load themselves, actually. I can't see much of what they did.
I mean, one Carnosaur down is pretty big.
Yeah, exactly. Got to be happy with that. You know, there's 400 points gone of mine right from the off. I similarly respect his Stygosaurs in my turn by not moving my little scout unit too much nearer. You know, they definitely can't take that off.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see
the Raptors similar, just sort of like, oh, okay, come and stand over with me. So my chaff units, yeah. I take a guard moving forward a little bit. I'm aware that they're not hugely fighty, but I need to be careful in case the Styg turn around and come at me, because I think they could get through 16, take a guard. You know, they are big dinosaurs after all. I move forward with my core spear block, because that is a lot of my heavy lifting is in there. I can see I've got to stop this Thyroscooter shooting unit from just rinsing me apart, taking all my dinosaurs off one by one. And for that reason, I moved the Taurosaur behind the hill, so that my Taurosaur isn't next, because he's the one that's holding the 5-up Aegis to shooting, I think.
Sure.
So I need to have him safe for another turn.
So he wasn't next to the Carnosaur?
He was not in range of the Carnosaur for the first turn. Correct. That is why, yes, I didn't fail it. I just didn't deploy well. Not respecting or not knowing about that Thyro, basically, you know.
For sure.
My spearback unloads on the skinks, the gorillas. I also got entwining roots on them so that they were -1 to hit, which is cool. Yeah, they do panic, and then he rallies straight away in his turn. So they are there now, which is fine. In his movement, the Stygosaurs still don't move forward, and I'm thinking, yay! I was really happy. I really thought they'd just clear out my left and then threaten the temple guard. But you know,
respect
that's
those
fine.
guys.
I know that's absolutely fine. Let us know, Swamp, what you were thinking, and in the battle report you do, I will be very interested in hearing what you were planning with the Stygosaurs, because they were just sitting there as far as I was aware, and yeah, I was really pleased that I wasn't fighting Stygosaurs, because I think they're pretty good. In other news, though, he chaffs my core block with a Skink Hunter unit, moves the other Skink Hunters back for reserve, ready to shoot another round of Thyroscooter shooting, and moves his Skink Warriors very far forward.
So has he got Relentless Banner? But
no, they're moving 6-12.
Oh, okay.
So they can really leg it very quickly. And obviously, with my core unit of spears chaffed, that's a bit of a problem. And obviously, the Thyro on its own, in old rules, couldn't charge out on his own.
Yeah.
So that wasn't a thing. Not that you necessarily would want him to charge a blank of skinks with poison attacks, but still. And his Tegu block is moving up, as is his Kaiman Warrior unit. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Into my turn, magic wasn't quite as good. I think I definitely dispelled flaming swords, but it looks like he might have got Stars Align off again on the Thyro unit, which is fair enough.
Yeah, it's done about 5 wounds to take it to the spears. Sorry.
Yes, taking a few off. That's right, you got it. Obviously, the 5 pages is now helping, which is something. In my turn, I moved up my Raptor Riders, but I didn't charge into the Skinks. Or did I fail a charge? Go back a picture for a minute, because how far did I move?
That looks like
I didn't move very far. No, I can't. They're really close. That's an auto charge.
Yeah, just look here.
Yeah, they wouldn't have failed that charge. I think I just moved closer.
Just moved them up.
Just moved them up a bit. I definitely thought about charging. Whether I failed the charge or I didn't make the charge, not sure. But yes, I'm moving forward. I'm not terribly scared of the Skink unit. I know it's AP2 against my 2-up armor. But I reckon that I could get through a fair amount if I buff up my Raptor unit or whatever's fighting them.
Sure.
So I wasn't too worried about being charged by them. Time will tell. I did charge into the flank of the chaffing Hunter unit with my Tegu Guard just to clear them off. because I wanted an opportunity to reform my core unit without doing so after combat, etc.
Sure.
Which is what I did. I faced to the right, so that if the skink warriors do want to charge my raptors, I could either flee with the raptors, and then the skinks would be in a bit of a bind, or I could hold with my raptors and countercharge with my core and Taurosaur into the skinks, and see what happens there. Spearback just moves around to try and survive the onslaught, and yeah, keeping on. In my magic phase, I get off Awaken the Beast Resilience on the Raptors, which is huge because now they're Resilience 5.
So wounding on 6s.
On 6s, wounding on 6s. Obviously, the Swamp's putting a lot of faith in the poisoned attacks to avoid the rolling to wound, which is absolutely fair enough. And I'm just hoping that my armor save will hold up to that, or an armor save.
And he follows through.
He follows through with it. He's going for it. He very much liked that. I don't blame him. It could go either way. And so yeah, now I take a big gulp and hope that my gamble has paid off, that they can indeed hold it. He rallies. Oh yes, stupidly, the Tegu Guard only kill like 5 of the skink hunters when they flank charge them. I guess because I didn't have that many attacks.
Yeah, sure.
Because they're only 20 mil wide, so I would only add 4 Tegu Guard biting. So it's probably about right actually, with a few ones thrown in. And so that light troops unit, because I didn't overrun, I just reformed, comes back and manages to chaff my core unit. Sort of. But we'll see. We'll see that maybe in a bit. He moves up his Carmen Warriors in his Tegu Guard still to threaten. The shooting unit is still a thing. And the Stygosaurs are kind of moving forward, but not a lot.
Yeah.
So I was still happy with that. That's cool. Over here, I think that's just. I think maybe he shoots some Tegu Guard off. I think
so.
Yeah,
quite a lot.
Pretty sure.
Maybe. Yeah. Oh no, maybe it's only 3 actually.
Yeah, I only start with 16, so I've lost a few, but not many. Yeah. In his magic, he gets distracting on the skink unit. So I mean, my attacks back are limited. And he goes ahead and rolls his attacks, and he kills only 4 raptors. I do remember that I saved pretty well with my 4 armor save. So I have got to hold my hand up to that. I think I saved more than half than 4 up his half. But I think I saved just above average, which is why he only killed 4 of me. The res 6 meant that it was pretty much only the poisoned attacks that were causing me any problems. So that there were a lot of attacks mitigated by the 6 to wound. And I think my guys killed a decent amount back. I think I stripped off like a rank off the back of skinks. Because they are pretty easy to shift. You know, they're only res 2 and I was strength 4. So and I think I was hitting on 3s as well. So even with the raptors, I was hitting on 3s. So yeah, it was pretty cool. Oh, actually 4s because they're distracting, but yeah. And so I managed to hold with the raptors, which is huge because assuming that skink hunter unit isn't chaffing me, I think we can definitely see the next picture, how it turned out. Basically, because he was rallying his skink hunters and not placing them there as chaff, he could only rotate the unit like in all different directions. It was a rally rather than properly moving them. So yeah, he couldn't actually make them any wider than that because his center couldn't change. So it was just enough to chaff me. But I was in his flank and I couldn't complete the charge because there being so many skinks there.
Yeah.
So I had to complete the charge as best I could, and then he had to wheel round, which meant
put him in this position,
and meant I still had an overrun into the skinks.
Yeah,
very nice indeed. So I declared the charge with the Taurosaur as well into the flank of the skinks, which I think is in the next picture. Well, I think there you go. Taurosaur comes in as well, and I'm very much looking forward to that. Assuming those skink hunters can't survive my Tegu veteran. Really hope they can't.
Yeah.
In other news, my Tegu guard decided to turn around because he's got his skink gorillas chaffing Stygosaur from charging them. I really thought that Swamp was going to use that Stygosaur unit aggressively, and I was just waiting for him to pull the trigger.
If they're a combat unit,
I think they're a combat unit. They've got no shooting at all, and
Yeah,
no magic.
we've got
I
big,
really,
yeah. That
I
only
really
means
want to
combat.
know what Swamp was thinking with them,
Yeah.
because I basically just turned around. I did give a flank to them, but his gorillas are in the way, so he
That
can't charge me yet.
that battle
So
report's going to be very interesting.
yeah, I really want to know.
Yeah.
Because I basically wasn't having to fight the Stygiasaur pack, and he wasn't going for King of the Hill, the scoring part, because the hill for him is the
Are they
forest in the
scoring?
way
Are
in the
they?
corner. Yeah, they're scoring.
Okay.
So they just weren't moving.
Interesting.
Meanwhile, though, he has got a big Tegu block on the objective
On the
that I'm
way.
trying to
Yeah.
get to. So I'm not going for his objective either. I'm just killing skinks at the minute.
Are these are your
they're my
gorillas down there?
chameleons. Yeah, the gorillas, not chameleons. Yeah, they're just trying to get through Kaiman's skin and not doing a lot, really. So I get, what's number 4 in Druidism, or what was it? It's all changed now.
Yes, of course, because this was pre-update, so old.
That's growing back. I'm growing back. Summer growth, I think, isn't it?
It is. This is
summer
old
growth.
Druidism.
Absolutely. I bring back 4 raptors, which is pretty much what he killed.
It is exactly what he killed.
That was pretty upsetting for Swampswimmer, actually, especially as he's now got a Taurosaur in the flank. So yeah, that was amazing. Really happy to basically have the same amount of raptors I started the combat with. And I also had Oaken thrown off, which is probably why I got so many back, actually. So yeah, looking pretty good at the moment in that situation. And because of that, bang, skinks all gone. They lost combat by a lot.
They still did some decent wins to raptors.
They did, yes. They actually, I saved a lot worse, or maybe average, because I did very well the first time round, and he was higher agility than me. So he definitely cleared away a decent amount of raptors still. So I basically, the ones that I recovered were killed again a second time.
Yeah.
And the Taurosaur and the raptors ran down what was left of the skinks. Obviously, I've got a skink hunter unit as well, and just turned my core unit, thinking, oh, I haven't got any buffs on my spear unit, and if that Tegu Guard unit comes in, I am attacking first with spears, and I've got my veteran. But he would have a magic phase, and that could be really problematic if he decides to pull the trigger on his Tegu Guard.
Yeah, man.
But he doesn't. He doesn't pull the trigger on them, and I breathe a massive sigh of relief, because I really think with magic he could have screwed me.
Wow. Okay.
What he does do is charge the Kaiman warriors into the raptors.
Yep.
And I think he had an overrun into the Taurosaur. Maybe, can't remember, but I decided to flee it. No, he didn't have an overrun into the Taurosaur. Oh no, I know why I fled it. I fled it because if he completed it, he would be right on the objective with a scoring unit of Kaiman, and I didn't want him having a Kaiman unit near the King of the Hill.
So
I fled, and I rolled like a 6 to go off the board. I was hoping to just stay on the board and then rally.
And he didn't redirect at that point?
Didn't redirect, because he couldn't redirect into the Taurosaur. It wasn't in line of sight. So he didn't redirect into the Tegu.
Okay.
No, actually, he might have redirected and failed, actually.
Okay.
It looks like he's facing them. No, he's not. No, he's facing the raptors. So there you go.
Sure. Then chaffs you up.
Chaffs me up. And I'm thinking that is a relief, because now I've actually got a chance of buffing up my core unit for whatever's to come next.
And now he moves up.
And now he moves up the Stygiasaurs, and it is a threat, because obviously my Tegu Guard had turned around, so they're not giving him any reason not to move up. And so yeah, now is the time that he's pulling the trigger on the Stygiasaur pack. Meanwhile, the shooting unit is not doing anything anywhere near as much as it was turn 1 on the Carnosaur, which is really good for me. Yeah, about where we're at. I think that's just a pic of my skink warriors hiding behind the hill. So his
I think your spearback dies.
Oh yes, the spearback is killed by the gorillas. He had enough of a shot on them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he was the one doing the damage back to them though. So fair play there.
Fair enough. Your turn.
I moved my gorillas on the right to chaff his Kaiman warriors. This time I'm thinking, I think it was his turn 5 at this point. Maybe his turn 4. Bottom of the 4 or top of the... No, it would be top of the 5th. He I'm thinking again, keep those Carmen warriors away from that objective and get a Taurosaur in the flank. So, like that. And I do charge into the hunters to get rid of them. As much as I would have, not sure whether I can take on the Tiger Guard or not.
So you can face everything else.
Exactly. Basically. Yeah. So basically, so I can get a reform and face the whole onslaught to come.
The main thing with the chaff on the Kaiman is that then you can face things that are going to charge you and put it all in your front.
Yes, exactly.
Because I don't think with the Kaiman's free you could have got everything in your front.
No, exactly. I couldn't have wheeled.
So
I needed to clear the chaff for that reason. I moved my Tegu Guard around again to face things, but they're out of the Stygiusaur's line of sight. And meanwhile, my chameleons have finally decided to move up. They're going to start shooting.
Yeah.
The raptors are also moving up gingerly, hoping no one's seen them. And don't look at us. We're just chilling out over here because they haven't got a breath weapon or anything like that. I get Rod of Battle on my main unit. That is mainly because I've got spears. He's got great weapons, so I will now hit him on 3s. No, maybe 2s because of lodestone. If they had lodestone at that point, I think they did.
And
I turn around after killing the hunters so that I was in his front. He does not charge me though. Obviously not liking that. I mean, I wouldn't like it as much now I've got Rod's Battle. I think last turn was possibly his best option. Whether or not it would have worked out well, we'll never know. But he didn't fancy the charge this time. Doesn't pull the trigger on the Stygiusaurs either. Again, because he's not charging, the Stygies wouldn't have gone in there on their own, obviously.
Yeah.
And he moves his guerrilla unit over to shoot the raptors because they have been noticed. Damn it! The Thyroscutus is the shooting there. They turned around. I didn't really know why. Maybe the threat of the Tegu Guard, but yeah, I was just happy they weren't shooting anything.
Yeah.
And he charges his Kaiman into my skinks as well. Which is fine. He gets distracting off on his Tegu Guard, which is fine in case I don't want to charge him. And I'm thinking, do I want to charge him?
Yeah.
Because I don't know. Distracting is a thing. So yeah.
Yeah, Kaiman's smash up the chaff.
Yeah, it looks here as though the Stygiusaurs could charge into the flank of the Tegu Guard. So, maybe I didn't move them.
It might be ultra close and just the angle it is.
I think actually, no, what I might have been doing is actually chaffing the Stygiusaurs and hoping my bodyguard held out. And that he could only complete the charge with one Styg.
No, this is his turn. He moved back so that he could see.
I see. Yeah. So that he could see my thing. Yeah, fair enough.
And this picture just shows
killed the skinks.
Kaiman's killing the skinks and the end of his turn. He hasn't overrun to get into the thing, so that he just turns to face your Taurosaur as well.
Yeah, there was a chance with my bad placement of the Taurosaur that he ran past me. So I was.
But it's a risk.
Oh no, have I messed it up? But yeah, he would have had to roll like a 7 or 8 without Swift Stride. And he decides to take the safer option and just take the charge. So yeah, I do charge with both. I think the Taurosaur can take the Kaimans with a decent impact hit roll. And I think if I can buff up my core unit, because the veteran's still chilling out in there.
Yeah.
Even with distracting, I think I can get through them. And my Tegu Guard now chaff the Stygiusaurs with him only being able to complete with one Stygiusaur.
I suppose you didn't fancy this charge just in case they fled?
I was almost certain they were going to flee.
Yeah.
And I couldn't redirect into the Styg, and I didn't really want to give a flank on my Tegu Guard.
Sure.
But yeah. I wasn't actually in that much of a rush to get my Tegu Guard into fight, because I've only got 11 left.
Yeah.
So, especially a flank charge from Styges,
but you've chaffed them as well, so that only one will fight.
Exactly that. And I think 4 Tegu Guard with great weapons can do more threat than one Stygiusaur.
Quite possibly.
Especially as I got the containment field, which meant Stomp was -1 to wound.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Cool. So here we go for the fighting.
Everyone makes it.
I'm not sure I've got. Yeah, everyone makes it. I'm not sure I've got magic up yet, or whether I don't get magic. We'll maybe see in the next picture. But what his shooting did in the previous turn was shoot off my raptors, and they panicked a long way. Raptors apparently run really far when they're running away. So
they don't like it. They get spooked easy.
Exactly. Yeah. So
they're like some of Matty P's horses.
No, that's uncalled for. Oh, it's real horses. I thought you meant on the battlefield.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah, indeed. So I do get stone skin off on my unit, which
Yeah,
is
really
amazing.
nice. Because they're a great
So
weapon unit, aren't they? Going into you.
Tegugard are a great weapon unit. Yeah,
Yeah.
so he would have been wounding on 2s, and now he's
So
wounding
it's
on
a
5s.
-3 to wound.
No, I think this is pre-druidism change. I think this is actually resilience.
Oh, sure, but it's still
thinking about it.
the
But yeah,
highest stone skin.
It was the highest stone skin. So yeah, I go up to resilience 7, and he's wounding on 6s.
Yeah.
So worse than 5s actually. Yeah, he moves around like so.
So this is after combat. So you have the combat.
I kill a load of Tegugard. Like that unit is halved basically. He is bodyguard, so he's not going anywhere. Obviously, and then into his turn 6.
And you also do kill 2 Kaiman as well.
I kill 2 Kaiman with the Taurosaur, but don't break them because he's got a rerollable 8 cold-blooded.
Sure, yeah.
Actually, it would be 7 cold-blooded because of fear. But yeah, he holds, which is fair enough. He doesn't charge the Sigisaur into my Tegugard, which is understandable. So this is his turn 6. It's his last charge. He's hoping to Thyro Scooter shoot more Tegugard off and Gorilla as well. In hindsight, I think I should have moved my Skink Warriors onto the hill so that I could charge into his Skink Gorilla unit and maybe flee them off in the last turn or a turn up until now. I was a bit too defensive with that unit. You know, they're only skinks, but they could have still caused his gorillas problems. Or they could have got completely minced by his Thyro Scooty, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway. So yeah, he gets Awaken the Beast off on his Tegugard. Pretty sure it was resilience, so that I wasn't killing him and he wasn't killing me.
Sure.
Which is what he wants to be because it's bodyguard.
And he's running out the time for the objective.
He can't get the objective unless he can kill my Taurosaur and pursue into the forest in either his turn now or my last turn.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking the Taurosaur hasn't taken any wounds, so I'm not worried off the charge. Sure. So, you know, he's got less. He's got basic weapons. He hasn't got great weapons or anything. So, you know.
And into the final picture.
This is the final picture. In my turn, you can see his Thyro Scooty's shooting unit has reduced me to 10 to 4 Tegugard, which is exactly 25%, actually. Half points on the Tegugard. So that was a thing. And
in your magic, you do druidism?
In my magic, I did stone skin again on the core block in the hope that I wouldn't die again. And when I cast it with like 4 dice, using my last dice of the spell of the phase on stone skin, Swampswimmer said, "Yeah, go on ahead, have it." And I was like, he's a bit too smug there. Why is he happy that I've cast stone skin? And the reason is we didn't even finish this fight because it was like 1 o'clock in the morning and he had to, you know, do stuff because he was doing it in his life, whereas I was late in the morning. And yeah, the battle ended like this. And it was only after we counted up points and I realized my Tegugard were on half points. I was like, what the hell was I doing? I had 2 heal options in Druidism. All I needed to do was 1 healing spell on the Tegugard to get them over half points. And so, yeah, we counted up and I really thought the Taurosaur died, actually, but we haven't got a picture of it. So, yeah, I thought the Caimans pulled a number on my Taurosaur. But it doesn't look like I've got a picture of that, so I can't really remember.
Either way,
when we counted it up, I literally got a 10-10 because my Tegugard were at half points. Otherwise, I think I would have snuck an 11-9. And it was right down to the wire.
Yeah, so close. So a draw for our second game.
A draw for the Saurian fight out. Yeah. And
it was quite standoffish as well. It was
a little bit standoffish. My units barely moved, really. And like we say, the Sigisaur block never got involved at all. And the Tegugard took a little bit of time getting into my core unit. It was like, I'll cast a magic spell, you cast a magic spell. We're both strong. Eventually we fought, and I think I was winning the grind, but running out of time. and no one got near the King of the Hill because of it.
Yeah.
So it was a really good game seeing different Saurian lists.
Yeah.
They're very different lists. I think Swamp was a bit disappointed in seeing his skinks die like they did.
The Death
But
Star.
that was an unfortunate chaffing situation, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're really enjoyable, really good game. It does, though, put us in a bit of a quandary because we were supposed to be having the winner of the Saurian off kept Saurians.
So how did you decide that?
How do we decide? What we decided to do was basically because we drew, and that's fair enough, we would both get to keep Saurians if we wanted to.
Yeah.
And because of that reason, originally you and Aaron were going to keep the same list as well, weren't you?
Yeah.
But because we had the choice now of either taking Saurians or not, we basically said to you and Aaron, you can change your list for round 2 as well.
Yeah.
And we'll all just play what we want to play because this is all about having fun, right?
But it's a challenge.
About honor.
But yeah.
Honor, respect, and glory, not for the Golden State.
Yes. But they are still 1-0 up.
They are still 1-0 up. Dang it.
So
yes. So
there is that.
Well played, Swamp. I think I missed a few tricks there to nab the 11-9. But fair play to you. You held out for the 10. And yeah, it's a good game. Good game. Really good game. And yeah, I think there's a few things in Swamp's list that I was like, I want to try that out myself now.
Yeah, for sure. I bet it was the same the other way around as well.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I mean, I'd be interested in hearing Swamp's report.
Yeah, very much so. So everybody go on Glory of Golden State Gaming, check them out, like, share, subscribe. Obviously, watch the video, and I'm very interested to watch it as well to see what.
Absolutely.
Other
Slander.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And yeah, roll on the next. We've got 2 more games. Obviously, me v Swamp now, and UV. Vespasian. So interest. Can PTG bring it back?
We need to. I mean, we need to draw and win to draw the series.
Yeah.
Or win and win to win the series. But one more loss, and we can't win. Yeah.
So yeah.
So let's roll on. Roll on into the next one, gents.
And until then, see you later.
Get your feet so back, relax with Proxy.